Yes, this is a high school state wrestling championship review, but don't get it twisted. This also could be a 1980s heavyweight professional wrestling state champion review. Lex Luger, any 1980s heavyweight wrestling champion, I think our man can take them. Sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
Daulton Mayer. I wrestled for Walton-Verona through 2016 to 2020.
And like I said, man, you got the Lex Luger hair, the Thor. Thor, come on. Thor, come at him, bro. Put your hammer up to the challenge. So, you said you wrestled for Walton-Verona. Kind of walk us through what gets you started into the wonderful sport of wrestling.
So I was originally out of Campbell County, and then Mason Frank, who actually won a state title for at heavyweight for Campbell County. He was a close friend, kind of family friend. He goes to church with us. Mm-hmm. And then he came into my elementary school with a bunch of other high schoolers. Oh. And then they came in to talk to us about getting involved in sports and everything. And then I thought it was just made the connection with him coming in and talking at my school as an elementary schooler. And I thought just come home that night and said, why not try it? So since third grade, I've been going with it.
That is so cool that schools do that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, our good friend Michael Ramsey from Campbell County, 2001 heavyweight champion, I think he said that's how he started, is Campbell County came to one of his elementary schools, his middle school, and they had done, so that's cool that school, so take note. I mean, it resonates with youngsters, don't it? I mean, it really does. So I guess you go through the Campbell County, was it elementary, middle school program?
Yeah, I wrestled a couple years of youth, and then about 5th grade I started wrestling with the middle school, and then after in between 8th grade and freshman year we transferred over to Walton.
I got you. No, that's fine. And here today at your beautiful house. Thanks for having me up. I actually went and drove around a little bit before I come over here, and I went by. I'd never been to Walton-Verona High School. It was just right up the road. You probably hit a driver if you're good at golf, to the parking lot from here, and it was for Walton-Verona. The size of the school, it's not very big. Population-wise, maybe 300, 400 kids, maybe?
My graduating class was 125.
Okay.
So, real small.
Not a whole, lot of kids, but Walton-Verona, especially the last, 10, 15 years, man, they've been, maybe not a full team, but they've always going to have 2 or 3 just hammers. I'm talking studs. And let's go through that real quick. The Walton-Verona State Championship list, 2013, Lane Jones, 170 pounds. 2017, Ryan Moore, 126 pounds. 2017, Hunter Ruber, heavyweight state champion. 2018, Ryan Moore, 132. And Mason Smith, 170 pounds. 2020, Spencer at 106. And, of course, you at 195. 2021, some guy named Isaac Thornton, 132 pounds. Don't know much about him. 21, a guy named Spencer Moore, same thing. Spencer and Ryan's videos are on the channel. Very good, very, very good, informative. Ryan, if I'm not mistaken, he was a 3-time runner-up or 2-time.
I think
NAIA.
Three-time runner-up. For
Three-time NAIA runner-up for Thomas Moore. We'll get to Thomas Moore just in a second. And this year, 2023, you had Schweitzer. You had a couple other really good wrestlers that just run into some tough competition, and semis come up just a little bit short. But, man, Walton's got a great, Jason does a good job. Roth, Dave Barnes, all those, the coaching staff. I'd put their coach staff up against just about anybody because they are, just phenomenal crew. So you said you wrestled from 2016 to 2020, correct? Mm-hmm. And I've got you in 2019, 182 pounds, 3rd place. Lost a tough 8-5 decision to Sam Jenkins, North Oldham, but he goes on to win it. So I don't want to say you want to take a loss, but if you do get beat, and it's good to say you got beat by the state champion, and you are able to end up on an odd-placed part of the podium. Mm-hmm. Podium. It was good to see it back this year, was the podium. So it's good to have that. So I think in 2018, 160 pounds. Does that sound about right?
Yep, 160 pounds, 2018. And then previous year I was 132 pounds. So,
oh my goodness!
Yeah, so a little bit of a weight difference.
You shot up a little bit there, man. Got big.
Just a bit, yeah.
That's good though. I mean, it's good that you were able to, to have a varsity spot all the way through. So let's talk though about your 2020 campaign, pre Miss Rona and her shenanigans in 2020. track has you at 47-2.
That sounds about something like that.
Okay. Okay, the 47, who cares about the 47? Let's tell us about the 2.
The 2 losses, both of those were Ohio guys. The one of them, I'm actually kind of like still friends with, Caleb Tackett from Lebanon. I lost him at the Raider Rumble that year. And then I think it was like a Springsboro kid in the GMV finals was the other loss. But then I was able to get revenge for the Caleb Tackett loss at Cameron Amble that year. So I was very happy about that.
I got you. And I also think that Cole Thomas said that he took a loss at that same tournament. Maybe not that same year, but maybe the next year, if I'm not mistaken. So that must be some phenomenal wrestling. But,
that's absolutely.
I mean, what's the old saying? Iron sharpens iron. If you don't push yourself, nobody else is going to, right?
Exactly.
You're responsible for your own success. Now, in your 2020 campaign at the state tournament, first round you start off with a 50-second pin of Noah Lynn from Tate's Creek. So you're there, you're a senior, here to make a statement, right? Let's get in. Let's get off, talk about professional wrestling. We'd call that a squash match. I mean, our Lex Luger, he would have, was that the total package he used to do back in the 80s. That's what you got, 50 seconds, get them on, get them off, right? Second round, Kyler Lee, Central Hardin, 1 minute, 48 seconds. Quarterfinals, and I think, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking I refereed this match because I know I could be wrong about, but I know I had an upper weight final because I refereed the 2020 state tournament. It was this match because I know I had an upper weight quarterfinals that was a pin, so maybe it was you. I don't remember, but I do remember that it was because like wow, I thought this was going to be tough, but I got a pin here. AJ Harvey, Christian County, 1 minute 10 seconds. Now AJ goes on in 2022 and wins the heavyweight state championship. So you beat a pretty good wrestler. Even though he was a sophomore, you still was able to pin a pretty good wrestler. The semis, you're wrestling Levid Rodriguez from Johnson Central. Levid goes on to get third, and you get a fall in 1 minute 55 seconds. And it should be noted as well, the same year, 2022, Levid he transfers to Grundy, Virginia, which Grundy, Virginia is a powerhouse program. Of course, they're classed in Virginia. But Levid wins like the 1A, 100 or 220, I believe it was, state championship that year. So, I mean, you pinned 2 back-to-back state champions in the same year. I mean, that's saying something. I mean, that is saying a lot. Now, of course, we have the video. We're going to tell you in the finals, you that's it. Don't copyright my word. You wrestle Cooper Elliston from Connor. Now, we're not going to tell you how it ends. You can probably read the tea leaves and get an idea what happened. But the week before, you wrestle Cooper in the regional finals. And you get a fall, pay attention here, guys, in 34 seconds. That number may be brought back up here later on in the video. But you also have a very good teammate. Your whole team was good, but you had Spencer on that team. And Spencer, he wins the most pins in the least amount of time award. 5 pins in 6 minutes. Now, for all you wrestling state tournament trivia buffs, if you can point out another team that had this happen, I will invite you to do a video with me because I don't think it's ever happened. You also had 5 pins, 6 minutes, and 17 seconds. Yep. Spencer got you by 17 seconds.
I never want to say I was cheering against Spencer, but I was really cheering for a second period.
If I was going to say, just go to the second period. Right, don't pin him in the first, Spencer. Right. What are we doing? Let him up. Cut him. Do another takedown. So, when you had your match before his, the way I think we started at like 170, 182 that year, something to that effect, you come off the mat, you kind of have it in your head, a running tab, like, okay, I'm at this time, Spencer has to go to this time. So, but are you cognizant of that?
I can't remember if it was like before or after my match that we became like kind of like realized what it was. It might have been after our semifinals because I think Spencer approached me about it. But then he kind of, after I saw it happen, I knew I had accepted, like, there's no way I can accept Spencer.
Man, it's tough. Like I said, if somebody can point out another set of teammates that were in the running for the most pins in the least amount of time award, I'd love to get that information because I can't find anybody. I've done my research and I can't find it. So the challenge is open. So we're here at your house. You have a lot of memorabilia awards that you've won. We're going to get those together. We'll see you guys on the other side. This is the part of the video that I enjoy, and I like to give, I guess, a caution, if you will, to younger wrestlers, up-and-coming wrestlers, that you may win medals, you may win, brackets or plaques or whatever. It may not mean a whole lot to you when you win it, whether it's elementary, middle school, high school, whatever, but do yourself a favor and hold on to it. The number of guys that I have got to meet with over this series that have said, man, I wish I would have kept my stuff. I wish I would have took better care of, or I shouldn't have gave my Letterman jacket to my girlfriend I was dating and she moved to Santa Monica and I've never seen it again, or gave her my class ring and she started dating somebody else. Hold on to your stuff. Just take it from somebody that's been doing this a long time. Hold on to it. It will mean something to you one day, and you're really going to thank yourself for keeping it. So you have some pretty cool stuff, something that I've not seen yet. I like the way this is done. We're going to start off though. Tell us about this big ring you got here, man.
So our school is really we're very nice to us, and then they have our state rings commissioned for us. I accidentally ordered an extra large ring, thinking it was talking about the size rather than for the size for my finger, rather than the size of the ring. So it's a little bit chunkier than I would expect it to be. But I'm very happy that it ended up happening like that. But it's got my career record on the one side. And then also just the weight class and then state champion on it, which I really like.
Yeah, you guys, of course, have seen photos of that, and that's just it's a beautiful, beautiful design. It really is. And we were kind of talking off camera, proper etiquette to wear a state championship ring. And this is just me. You can speak for you have one. I got a ring I bought my own ring for getting a referee this state tournament because it was something I'd worked for my whole, refereeing career. I finally got to do it, and I wear mine if I'm going to if I'm going somewhere. I don't wear it when I'm refereeing, but if I'm going to a meet or traveling or whatever, not before we're out hanging with the bros, whatever, we'll do it. I'll wear it, and if I'm there just as a fan, if you will, I'll wear it. But I don't wear it all the time. When do you wear yours? Have you ever wore yours?
I have a little small baby one from my youth tournament that I've worn more than I've worn this one. It's just, I think it's more so I'm afraid I'm gonna lose it rather. But I always say if it's banquets or other award ceremonies is when it's most appropriate.
That's kind of I think we're kind of in agreement. Class reunions, team reunions, something like this. Maybe you start coaching after you get out of college. And you're able to wear it. But if you've got it, wear it. You know what I'm saying? Show that thing off. People, especially at the conversation piece. Hey man, I see your ring. What's happening? Is that ring on the line today? You want a shot at the title, big boy? No, I don't actually. I won it this year. But you also got your state championship medal, and I'm sure it doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of sweat, a lot of pounds that were cut. I say this thing probably weighs 4 or 5 ounces, something maybe. Like that, yeah. But the amount of effort that goes into obtaining this is, only you know that. You know the sacrifice that you made. And of course, the Kentucky Wrestling Coaches Association plaque moving in front of me so the shot looks better. And I like that they gave these out. Like I've said in other videos, you get a job, teach, whatever it is that you're doing. You have an office, you can hang that up. People walk in, oh, state champion wrestler, huh? I see what's going on. And then I like this. Is this a gift from the team, your parents?
This is our head coach John Roth. He's commissioned, and then so it's just kind of got the list of the tournaments that year, and then the list of people I wrestled at the state tournament.
That's awesome. You're 47-2, 36 pins, Radel Rumble second place, SWOWC, that sounds like an investment firm. Coaches Classic first place, Hammer and Anvil first place, a Region 6 first place and the state championship first place. And man, this is cool, man. I really like this. This is done really, really, really well. Now, earlier we said something about Thomas More. Kind of, what do you know about Thomas More Wrestling?
It's a very new, like, I think it's program's going on like year 7.
Okay.
About to be on year 7. We're in the process of moving to D2. We just finished up, I believe, 4 years of wrestling in AIA.
All right.
But it's a young and growing program, and we're doing some pretty cool things. So,
Now,
like,
you say we. What do you mean by we?
I currently wrestle.
Oh,
I'm going
see
to
there.
D4
That's
there,
what
yeah.
That's what I was going for. You currently wrestle for Thomas More. What weight class?
I'm 285. So
285 heavyweight. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, how did you do this year? Past couple years.
I ended up getting 5th place at nationals this past year. This past year was my first year wrestling heavyweight. My
See?
first 2 years I was 197, and I got 7th place both of those years.
Oh, so coming in, I guess you're a senior this coming year.
Yeah, about to be a senior. Yeah.
Okay, so we're filming this in June of 23, in case you're watching it after a couple of time has passed. So you're coming in this year. You will be a senior.
I will be a senior.
And now that Brandon Reed's finally retired, the heavyweight spots kind of opened up a little bit.
The timing just happened to work out like that.
Like 2 ships passing in the night. So, is there a lot of returning placers ahead of you? Are you looking for that top of the podium this year?
That's I think, like, for NAI, I know there's about 3 out of the top 5 are coming back, I think. But for, like, since we're moving towards the D2, we have to wrestle like our provisional year this year.
Okay.
So we'll be able to compete in the regional tournament for D2 for like the super region, the GMAC conference, and then I think for our national tournament we'll have to wrestle like the club division.
Okay.
So,
Well, that's phenomenal. I mean, it really is that you're able, to continue. I guess I'm not saying that it's not all the time that you love it, but you get to do something that you love, wrestling. I mean,
Absolutely.
everybody. It's not the funnest thing in the world to cut weight. It's not the funnest thing in the world, to be in a gym or an arena all 2 weekend days, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever it is. But still, I mean, you're getting to do it, and
Absolutely.
you're getting to get out there and compete. Say you wrestled at a collegiate level and place nationally, which I mean, not everybody gets to do, and do it while you still got the I guess the enthusiasm to do it. So we're going to get our TV and our computer set. We're going to go back to the Horse Park 2020 pre-Rona and all that nonsense that come with that. So we'll see you guys there. You guys are seeing what we're seeing, so mark that off your Alex Green bingo card. A lot of you have reached out and said that's my catchphrase. So you guys are seeing what we're seeing. We're at the Horse Park, 195 pounds, and you're wrestling a person you're familiar with. Walton-Verona and Boone County or Conner High School are, I'm not saying right up the road from each other, but they're in the same county. Mm-hmm. Now, like, did you and Cooper wrestle like all-star teams together, or?
I had never wrestled Cooper previous to this year. We actually wrestled 4 times that year, but then I was closer with his older brother Sammy. Just
Okay.
from, like, seeing them at other tournaments and everything, kind of going through the programs with them.
I got you. And like I was, telling you and your dad off camera, this is just my opinion, but I think overall, Woodford has all the team championships, individuals. Union County has all the team individuals. But just as a collective, I would say Boone County, not necessarily just the Boone County schools, but all the counties that are actually reside in the mileage of Boone County, is probably pound for pound, probably the best wrestling county in the state. Conner, 1983 state champions. Boone County, 1979, Rowell, and all that they've, done the last little bit. You guys, I mean, you got 4 schools that are just like, tradition or, on the rise. So I think, Boone County gets the honorary title of best, overall wrestling, because it's kind of hard when you say you only got like, there might be like a private school in Union, there might be a smaller school in Woodford County, but when you add the collective in, I mean, it's hard to say Boone County's not at the tippity top, as Randy Savage would say. So we're going to go back to the Horse Park 2020. Let's go. So it starts off right out of the gate. Looks like he's fighting off a single. You take him down. got Catan, you got Eric Friddle. This one doesn't last very long.
I was always notorious for like shooting right off the gate too, just diving in on a leg.
And you're running that half, you step over, the announcers are already wanting the medalists to come to the podium, and you get the pin. 34 seconds. And that's it. But we're going to watch it again because I want you to give me your you're not getting away that easy. All right, now, we're going to watch it again just because it was so fast. So it picks up middle of the action. So you shot in right out. You got it. Was that just the way you wrestled, or did you know how he was going to try to attack you, or what?
That's just kind of how I've always wrestled, and I still kind of like try to bring that into college. Just like right off the bat, bring it right to him instantly. Mm-hmm. And then Cooper had a really good tournament going into this match. He had knocked off some really good guys, and then like my dad kind of got in my ear before and was like, don't do anything stupid. Like, don't leave it up to the refs. So like, yeah, but make it as quick as possible.
And I mean, as soon as you get the turn, there's no. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's over.
It was actually where the camera is. Cooper's brothers and like all the other of the Connor kids had their shirts off.
Oh, yeah.
Had Cooper painted across their stomachs, and then Sammy and then one of my buddies, Stanley, who went to Connor, they were making eye contact with me and like trying to poke fun at me when we were at the table. So I thought that was funny looking over and seeing them. But
trying to get in your head a little bit, huh? Trying to play the mind games. Now, you also get this hard bound. Let me back it up a little bit. You get the bracket, of course, and it's cool. It's got the Wrestling Coach Association, give these out, and it's cool, that you have this. You were handed this on the medal podium there, and you were saying that you didn't get one of the iconic little state championship.
The 2020 state champion poster things. Yeah. Man,
those are the neatest little mementos they hand out, I think. And, of course, the medal is, priceless and all that because what you put in for it. But just to have that every guy that I've done a video with that has got one, they've kept it. It's like, man, we got to show this off. And I was like, man, that is just so cool. And they also give, the big team champion or whatever it says on it. I think that's just such a neat little, like we had this past year, we had the first round of state tournament at Rowell High School, and the referee locker room was the girls basketball locker room, and they had theirs. I think they won it in 2019. The girls basketball team won it in 2019 for Rowell, and they had theirs up in their locker room, just like hanging above one of their locker bins. I'm like, man, that is so cool that teams, embrace that and they keep that. But 34 seconds, man. High school career punctuated. If you could have done it, a few seconds quicker, maybe you put the pressure on Spencer. Maybe he has to go into the second period. But man, anything to wrap this one up? Anything to put a bow on it?
That's actually we kind of talked about earlier with like coaches. So I've been with Jason Moore ever since the 5th grade, and then just like working off season stuff with him. I didn't find this out. Like Ryan Moore, which I wrestled at Thomas More with, he told me a really cool story that he told me about a year ago. We were leaving I think an elementary youth practice, and then Ryan gets in the car with Jason, and then he goes over, like Jason asks him, do you think that kid Daulton's ever going to be anything good? And then Ryan's like, no, he has no potential. And then here we are 13 years later, me and Ryan are on the same college team, still wrestling together. Yeah, so I thought that was just a small little anecdote.
No potential. You need to get that tattooed somewhere on your hashtag no potential. And just as a reminder, have like Ryan saying, like in quotes, said by Ryan Moore, no potential. But man, it's great to I guess grow up with guys, wrestle with them, travel the state, the country with them, and be on the same team, because I'm not saying the bonds that you make in high school sports last forever, but for the most part, I mean, the people that we spend those 4 years with, especially if you're in sports, I mean, you may not see each other for 10 years, 15 years, but you see them out and it's like, it's not been a day. It's like, man, last time I saw you, we were graduation. Now you've got 3 kids and you're doing this, but it doesn't feel like it's been that long. Like my 20-year reunion's coming up, and we are getting the planning and all that. Talking to some people and reconnecting back on Facebook and everything, because the world's a whole lot smaller now. And it's just like, wow. It really does not feel like I have not talked to this person in almost 20 years. And especially, you guys growing up, cutting weight, going to tournaments, spending Saturdays in a gym when it's ice cold, you know what I'm saying? And now, doing it at the collegiate level. There's just certain things about high school sports that you just can't put into words. You can't put a price tag on, like what it will do for you. And I really hope that with this series, and now that especially, just about, I'm not saying every county, but a lot of schools are adopting wrestling, girls wrestling's picking up. I hope more people really see what we're doing here. The stories like that, no potential. No potential. And then state champion, placing at the NAIA, wrestling in college, and just what it brings out in people. Mm-hmm. That is just what is so great about just every high school sport. But Lex, any closing words?
I guess special, not to tear on Jason Moore, but special thanks to him. I credit a lot of my success to him. Thank you for believing me, all of my coaches. I really appreciate everything that they've done for me. And then it's just been a fun ride. Looking forward to see what the future holds.
I completely understand. And like I told Ryan on his 2018 video, he was going into his senior year at Thomas More. If, next year you win the NAIA, I will definitely be back, and we'll do your review for that, because we've done Brandon Reed's 3 NAIA videos. I'd love to have yours, and, be able to let the world know another Kentucky guy, homegrown Kentucky guy, was able to stay on top of the podium, or if it's NAIA, D2, whatever it is. If you win it, I'll come back if you'll have me.
Absolutely.
All right. That's all we got for Tony Schiavone, Lex Luger, WCW Saturday night. We'll see you guys on the mats.